Hi guys, this is Chris from Bansi Cloud Tech, and today we are going to conclude this part, that is concept configuration of the Kubernetes. If you want to start from the starting, then you can see our previous videos, which is already in the channel. So let's start. Concept, config map and secret. So what is config map? It is the externalized data stored within Kubernetes that can be referenced as a command line argument, environment variable, or injected as a file into a volume mount. Ideal for separating containerized application from configuration. Secret, functionally identical to config map but stored encoded as base 64 and encrypted as REST if it is config. So config map and secret we can see here. I have pasted here. It can be used in pod config, injected as a file, passed as an environment volume, used as a container command. So you can see this. These are the YAML file in the screen of config map and secret. So we'll see guys, auth and identity, that is RBAC, rollback. So there are few roles: cluster role binding, service account. So role contains rules that act as set of permission that apply verbs like get, list, watch, etc. over resources that are scoped to API group. Role are scoped to namespace, and cluster role are applied to cluster wide. Role binding grant the permission as defined in cluster role to one or more subject, which can be a user, group, or service account. Service account provides a consumer identity for pods or external services that interact with the cluster directly and are scoped to the namespace. You can see the YAML file of the cluster role, how it is. So permission translate to URL path with defaulting to core group. Resources act as items that role should be granted access to. Verbs are the action the role can perform on the reference resources. You can see here I listed all the verbs, resources, API group, permissions. So role binding. So role binding can reference multiple subjects. Subject can be of any kind: user, group, service account. Role reference target a single role only. You can see here API group, rollback authorization, and role reference I have given kind, cluster role, name, monitor things, API group, RBAC authorization, like this. So behind the scenes we'll see here. Deployment from the beginning to end. You can see here deployment from the beginning to end, how we are doing. Deployment manifest, request, fail, valid. So this is the chart. API request service loop is there. So this is the flow chart for deployment end to end. So kubectl performs client-side validation or manifest, that is linting. Manifest is prepared and serialized, creating a JSON payload. You can see in the right side deployment manifest and request failed, how this. So this will check from the user, kubectl, and API server. First the user, push it. If the kubectl find valid yes, then it will ask auth service. If it says yes, auth service 2, and yes, then it will give the admission control. So this explains, self-explanatory. So API server request loop, what is that? So kubectl authenticates to API server via X5.z, that is the HTTP auth proxy. Authorization iterates over available authjet sources like Node, RBAC, or webhook. Admission control check resource quotas, other security related checks, etc. Request is stored in etcd. Initializer are given opportunity to mutate request before the object is published. Request is published on API server. Deployment controller is notified on the new deployment via callback. Deployment controller evaluates cluster state and reconcile and desired via current state and forms a request for the new replica set. API server request loop evaluate deployment control request. Replica set is published. Replica set container is notified of the new replica set via callback. Replica set controller evaluate cluster state and reconcile the desired versus current state and forms a request for the desired amount of pods. API server request loops evaluate replica set controller request, pod, publish, and enter pending phase. So you can see the diagram of the whole, like apply, peer, create binding. So this is the complete flow chart. Flow chart. Scheduler, you can see here, scheduler monitor publish pods with no node name assigned, applies scheduling rules and filter to find a suitable node to host the pod. Scheduler creates a binding of pod to node and post to the API server. Then API server request loop evaluate post request, pod status is update with node binding and set status to pod scheduled. So pod sync. Then the pod will sync. The kubelet daemon on every node polls the API server filtering for pod matching its own node name, checking its current state with the desired state published to the API server. Kubelet will then move through a series of internal processes to prepare the pod environment. This includes pulling secret, provisioning storage, applying app armor, profiles and other various scaffolding. During the period it will asynchronously be posting the pod status to the API server through the standard API server request loop. Kubelet then provision a POS container via the CRI, that is container runtime interface. The POS container acts as the parent container for the pod. The network is plumbed to the pod via the CNI and create a wet pair attached to the POS container and to container bridge. IPAM handled by the CNI plugin assigns an IP to the pulse container. Then kubelet pulls the container image. Kubelet first create and start any init container. Once the optional init container complete, the primary pod container are started. So this is how the pod is deployed. The pod state, if there are any liveless readiness props, they are executed before the pod state is updated. If all completed successfully, pod set is ready. Ready and the container has started successfully. The pod is deployed. This is the complete end-to-end I have told you in this video. So this concludes our series of Kubernetes. So thank you very much for your patience and time for watching this video. So if you do like, please like and subscribe to this channel so that you will get all the new videos coming to your the screen. And that's all guys. Have a nice learning. Cheers. Bye. This is Chris signing off for Bunsey Cloud Time.